All right. Hi guys. So I was just playing around in Blender today and I was just playing with some procedural shader nodes and I came across this really cool pattern, this funky 60s looking pattern that was really easy to make, but I think really difficult to make in any other program. So I thought it'd be a fun little beginner tutorial to show you guys. So yeah, we're gonna hop into a new scene. We are going to delete the cube. I'll put on screencast. Ah! So we'll do that, and we're gonna hit Shift A, and we're gonna create a plane. We're gonna hit S20 to scale it up to 20 meters. Cool, and now we are gonna go into the shading node where we are gonna get this party started. So yeah, we're gonna start with a Voronoi texture. So we're gonna hit Shift A, and you can either type in Voronoi in the search tab there, or you can go to texture, Voronoi. Oh, but first you need to create a material. So that's what I did, just clicking that thing, and now it is material 1. So yeah, we are gonna hit Shift A, texture, Voronoi, and we're gonna put that kind of back there a little bit. And let's just start by plugging the distance into the base color. Cool. So we got some kind of spot looking guys. Just to give them a little bit more contrast, we're gonna hit Shift A and put in a color ramp. Cool, so now we can just give these guys a little more contrast and we can see that we got some circles. Cool, so that's all well and good. So next thing we're gonna want to do is add another texture, noise texture. This also works really good with a wave texture. I was playing with that and it looked pretty cool. So we'll wait for that to load in. Is it loaded in? Oh, okay, yeah, it's loaded in. Just gotta play with the color ramp a bit. And doesn't that look cool? Just like the basic default Voronoi plugged into a default noise and then given it some contrast in the color ramp, and it looks like that. So I think that's pretty rad. So the next thing we're gonna do to animate this to make it look even cooler is we're going to switch this Voronoi texture from 3D to 4D, and we're going to wait. And now we have this W axis that we get to animate, and that brings this all over the place. So I'm just going to reset that real quick. So yeah, we're going to animate this through time, and so the way we do that is I like having a timeline open in here, so I just clicked and drag out of that corner when you get the crosshairs. And we're going to go to timeline, or you can hit Shift F12 to get there quickly. So yeah, we're going to click on the Voronoi texture. We're at 1, we're going to hover over the W, we're going to hit I, and that's going to insert a keyframe. And then we're going to bring this over to, let's say, 60. And we're gonna just bring this forward a tiny bit. It moves pretty fast with just like a little bit of like W texture between 0 and 1 is a lot. So we're just gonna bring 0.6 and we'll hover over the W again. Make sure you're on the 60th frame, and we're gonna hit I again, and now we have 2 keyframes that it will go between. But the only issue is that it does that slow to speed up to slow down again thing. So with both these keyframes highlighted, they should already be highlighted. We're gonna hit, and your cursor in the timeline here, we're gonna hit V vector, and that is just gonna make it so that the rate is constant, so it doesn't speed up and slow down. But now it's still stopping at 60, so we have to go Shift E, linear extrapolation, and that will make it continue. Like if we head over to the graph editor, you can see it just made those two keyframes just keep on going into infinity. So yeah, now that's basically what it is doing, and it's going a little too fast for my liking. I want to go a little slower, so I'm just gonna get these two free keyframes G and bring it out to like 100, and yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, and we'll just like bring these a little closer together to get a little bit more contrast. If you want 1,000,000% contrast, you can bring this color ramp from linear to constant. And you might, yeah, and then now these should be like perfect black to white, super contrasty and all that. But yeah, so that looks pretty cool. And what if you want to change the color on these? Well, then we would we can keep the principled, but let's just get rid of that. Let's bring in a mix shader, or a mix RGB, sorry. So mix RGB, we'll plop that down there. And now if we bring this color into the factor and then plug in the mix RGB, it's all gray, but that's just because it's mixing gray and gray. So let's bring this one white, this one black, that one black, and that one white. It looked reversed to me. Yeah, I think it's reversed. So we can have we can color this however we like now, with the low color, the dark color here, and the other color, the light color on the bottom. So let's bring the dark color to be like a kind of like a dark blue, and let's have this light one. Let's have those complementary colors and just kind of let's make it just like a super bright yellow. So yeah, that's cool. And if you want, you can go view from the top, Control-Alt-0, and line up your camera like that. Let's make this a square frame and maybe bring that in a bit. And yeah, if we want, we can just export this right now and it'll look like that. Maybe we'll end with that right now, and I'll show you what that looks like. Yeah, and we'll do displacement like you saw in the intro in part 2 of this video, which you'll probably find on the side there in the description or on a card or something like that. But yeah, thanks for watching.